Today's topic is on shame. Shame is awful. First of all, it clings like a vine. It makes you feel vulnerable and feel like you've been abandoned. And it hurts. Every day it can capitalize on the day before and just keep growing. So today's topic, being on shame, we're going to look at the role of families. Every family has a role. And some roles are very helpful and some roles aren't. Well, for the purposes of this study, I decided to look at resiliency, the resilient adult, and how they can overcome shame. So I looked at a research study that was 40 years in the making. How fascinating it was, because the common denominator they found was that one of the parents was an alcoholic, which is just really interesting. So then they studied these families over a 40-year period, and they found that 4 roles emerged. The first one was the hero child. Often this was the oldest child who would get the kids home from school, her or his siblings, help them by making dinner, help them with their homework, and then they would hurry and get their homework done and get up the next morning and repeat the cycle. Often they would get scholarships or do really well in school. They were, in fact, taking care of the child, which is called parentification. They were taking care of the other children. The second role is the scapegoat, and this is where one of the parents has labeled one of the children as the problem causer for the family. So then the other children jump on board and say, Johnny's the one who did it, or Julie's the one who did it, and that poor child grows up being the scapegoat of the family. Another role is the mascot. Now, if we look at these two, oftentimes they are interchangeable, that these two go back and forth. But the mascot is like the hub of a wheel, which is so interesting. In families where I saw this, the mascot can bring levity and laughter to the home, even in a place of crisis. Something bad can happen, and then they can make everyone laugh. So naturally, the siblings kind of gravitate towards that one person. It's a real talent, actually, to have that. And the fourth one was the lost child. This is the child who tries to stay under the radar. So if you look at this line, this is where their level of existence most of the time is. They don't want to be noticed. They don't want to be picked on. They just want to get through and get out of that family life. They also found that 3 rules emerged, and these were don't talk. And these rules were unspoken. It wasn't like the child had a t-shirt on that said, I have these rules. Don't talk, don't trust, and don't feel. Which then breeds more shame, because the child cannot talk about their feelings. Every family has roles. Every family has great points to them. The key in discussing shame and healing from shame is to find the pathway to spirituality, to find your way back to your divine core, to connect with the Savior and find the peace and strength therein.